Hello everybody, my name is Madam. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the trilogy. We are on episode 5, Rise from the Ashes, final day trial letter 2. I believe this is going to be the final episode for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and then we have like 2 more series after this. So yeah, we are on our final day. This is going to be our final, well, for this particular series, this is going to be our final court something. Oh, and Damon again, you are gonna go down. I swear to God, you're going down. February 25, 2:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Oh yeah, and Emma's back. Now then, will the defendant Miss Lana Sky please take the stand? Oh yeah, I didn't do a recap. Watch the other video, then you'll know. Then you'll know what happened. Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. Oh, yes, we do. So, in the last episode, we kind of established that Lana is a puppet. Basically, Mr. Damon Gant is controlling Lana. He's basically, manipulating her. Which is why she's been all so... I don't know what the word is. But she's been a bit weird during all of this. Because of him. Where is he? Because of this fucking guy. Who is this? Oh. Joe Dark, deceased. Serial killer responsible for the SNI incident 2 years ago was given the death penalty. Yeah. 29, 16, 30, 24. Yeah. So, you know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with the testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. Gant and the fabrication. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. No, you didn't. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. Okay, well, yes, you did that. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana! If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. He has everything to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. What if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Wait, the blue means he's speaking from his mind, right? How the hell did you know what I was saying? Are you psychic? Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. And begin we shall. Gant and the fabrication. Okay. I worked alongside Gant for years. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why. There's no choice to the back now. Wait, go back. I wasn't finished. Thank you. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much as yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. You stabbed his dead body with a knife. And fabricated evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. Justifiable, sorry. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Wait. Are you saying Gant helped her? Would you mind telling us what you found when you were at this crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor ward knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's the only situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. No. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean, Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Drake? Dark? Who's Drake? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. Just protect me. And so when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound? And then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad. But maybe I would ask for the sake of the others? Why did you plant the knife? Why did you move the body? Ooh. Why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. These are the jar that shattered during the events. Thwarted my plan. Piece of the jar, you mean... Yes, that wrist jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there is more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. But where? Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. I don't think you did. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted and nothing to do with Emma. So you rearranged the crime scene? Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk a death sentence? She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, sister's lying. It looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She says she's fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. I worked alongside it for years, okay. Okay, I think I know. Pieces of jar that shattered. This one? Pieces of jar that shattered during the events thwarted my plan.
Objection!
Miss Skye, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery of the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The piece of the jar that shattered during the events thwarted my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order! Order! Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems yours in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well, the witness may now continue her testimony. Jar missing the blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Jar missing in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. So the jar was already broken? It's a miracle that thing hasn't had it broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case, but not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You're an ace detective who would never possess detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Normally I would have, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you do that for me? It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the case, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. You're safe away the blood. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana, I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. All I could think about was the weapon clean before they were discovered. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? Yes. I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. I think I know too. Okay, so it is this one. I think. Oops, obviously it's not that one.
Objection!
Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's case. In Chief Gant's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was. Still blood on it. But when it's just stated that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. Yes. Which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. I knew it! But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? Wait. Because in my mind, I'm just like, was she there by herself?
Objection!
I'm afraid it's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! Can you believe that? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the crime scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on the shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. However, now implying the person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Did you just say... Judge, what did you say? Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question. What is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. Well, why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Irma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Letting her his aid Gannett helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet. No, I did it on my own. No, you didn't. Please stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Where did that come from my own client? I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gannett's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana. Maybe right after all. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? What? No. Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. Can't or won't? There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Alright, the witness may testify one more time for the final time. Actual crime scene. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gann help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword? You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. You do? I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. You did? What did you give me? This one? What? To me? This picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you. What? Where? Very well, Mr. Wright, please present this picture. Where? I don't know where it is. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check the evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. All I got was this. Well, you want to show them the picture of that little duck? Okay. Okay, when I got it, okay, and when I first clicked on it, it was already on the pages. So? Oh! Hey, there's a picture here. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had arranged everything. Last picture searches the court record. Mr. Wright. And that piece cut from his defense. Could that be? The copy found inside Chief Gann's case. Safe. Why do you keep saying case? That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whoever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints... They're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. As long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flesh out the real murderer. Very well. The defense may now begin cross-examination. Actual crime scene cross-examination. My writer found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the cigarette. What? What the heck are you doing here? Okay, I was wondering why I couldn't, like, skip the dialogue. Cause, you. Come now, Udgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant. What, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. You're not the one who's giving out the testimony, though.
Objection!
I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You're declined to testify. Exactly! You declined! Which, by the way, is very suspicious if you think about it. I mean, he's a chief... I mean, just because he's the chief of police... Just because he's the chief of police doesn't mean he should be able to refuse to testify. That just makes him even more suspicious. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. So what, do you think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? Lana. So what's your excuse, righto? Oh, me. Why have you been keeping quiet about it? About what? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil. Oh, I know what he's talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about. Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright? Oh no. No. If I show that piece of evidence now, it must sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now, and if you try to conceal anything, you'll be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? I really don't want to. The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? No, I don't want to show it. I'm gonna lose a life, aren't I? I don't want to show it! Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie. Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. Conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you were presented. I don't want to! What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence? This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Yes, it is. Impressive. Most impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it? No. I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife up in the victim's body and remove the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. Pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that Gil committed. You mean you were calculating the fire ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood of all the pieces.
Objection!
But if you fabricate all the evidence, what's the saying you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Ho ho ho. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept 1 more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Wright, cough it up already. I know you have it. No, I don't. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant? That you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You shouldn't have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. I don't want to show it. No. I really don't want to show evidence. Oh, I don't want to show it. I really don't want to. But I have to. Okay. Oh, I really don't want to show the evidence. I'm so sorry, Emma. I'm so sorry. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. It's right here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Emma. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes, at least you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, prosecutor requested that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. It's handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean... could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Ryder had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. No. No. Very well. I'll tell you. They're mine. Should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is... It's mine. They're mine. I was there 2 years ago. I just didn't say anything. No, I don't want to do it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Emma Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma, but why? Why did you tell me? Oh, you're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true, tragic but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Miss Sky. You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you You acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Huh, but I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. Well, if it was over, there wouldn't be, like, 2 more series after this. Unless we play as a different person in the other series? In the other 2 series? You purposely conceal this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges of the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh? And what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? Gant. What? Chief Gant, you were absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? By accident? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold! Here's the evidence that contradicts this cloth. This one? Right, this one? What exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of this vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth... Was I right? Was my theory right? Wait, there's no blood on it. Since there was Sky's fingerprints on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at the time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head with the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him with an armored sword. Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name with a jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out the bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. Let's go! I freaking knew it! It's finally all over. That was close, right? You almost had me. What? Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order. What nonsense is this? Legal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember Aji? Earlier, old Wright here concealed that piece of cloth. Well, that's true. The defense refused to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Did you actually think you could beat me and best me in court? It looks like the last laughs on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. The legal evidence cannot be produced to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed legal. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it can't. It shouldn't be illegal. It seems, at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? I did not. I admit I refused to present at it. I admit I refused to present it at one point. Aha! So the evidence is illegal. Objection! No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. Well, what do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, Haji, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a cat. There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? No. I mean, yes. Sorry. Very well, let's settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. The evidence law. Right. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Urges that evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Rule number 2. Boom. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at the point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2. Evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here's the crux of that matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SO9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Objection! Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No, he's right. Beginning with today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. No. Oh, yes. It was then that you approved this cloth. It's conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant! The killer was you! Yes, it was. Okay. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years he's been swimming around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to investigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? You can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife. And then you stabbed him? I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint. Oh, and then bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has a size of where I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke a trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecutor's car aside. How? How could you get Miss Skye involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Guzman's locker? I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. You left the jar of fragments in the glove? Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I could feel that you and me were the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, it looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you're no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Skye, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Skye, I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. Aww. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I really did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor? You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. The trial will be scheduled for those crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all of this? Well, why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I found free of those heavy chains. Aww. Well, the trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant Miss Lana Sky not guilty! Yeah! Oh my gosh! Another successful trial that took so long. Oh my god. That took days, months, weeks. Oh my god. That is all. The court is adjourned. Oh, we did it! We did it, we did it! At long last, it's finally over. Oh, Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry Sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now after the trial ended. I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffered every— Oh. She didn't thank Emma. Oh. You know, I did my best too. But Mom didn't say a single word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh. Guess I am. I'll come back later. No. Wait, this is a gumshoe. What is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Make a detective run all around while on duty? So what if you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana? Ah! Lana! Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping me from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked God to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day, and hiding what I believed to be the truth. I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma. Oh. No. Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna cry. And no one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our rightful pain. And it is from there that we can move on towards a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Me? Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right? Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding, come over here. Where was he hiding? I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gat was right. Okay. Yeah, we already know what he said. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be truth for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Grant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. What? Edgeworth, don't you understand? Demon Ganon is your mentor. Mentor von Karma. I hate that guy. We're both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight a crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pub quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright, show what Lano's talking about. What are you talking about? Evidence, huh? Even they knew that Idris and I would have been able to find on our own. Oh, the evidence list. That's the picture I drew. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list and I had the other. I probably wouldn't have been able to completely restore Im's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there's still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems like you might think too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. This is going to be the last time we see Edgeworth. I better be going too. Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I've ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. Aww. She's such a pretty smile. She's such a beautiful smile. And so another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Aww. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go trick out just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little magic result about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to take her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, haha, you see, Mr. Wright here is the one who'd be Excuse me? What, you think I could afford it by salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Objection!
Oh my gosh. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Yikes! I thought I was gone for a moment there. In the end, though, they were looking at my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalize you anymore, it would be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. Just goes to show. You can't shake me off that easily. Hey, it's you. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of it, Billy. What, Billy? Can you believe it? I've been promoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday, I'm gonna be detective. Yes, sir. Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe. The Blue Badger. Oh. What is it? Can't you see him having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak this into me. She's saying, oh, well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? Who's Billy? Oh! I forgot who Billy was. Hello, Angel. Well, it looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu. Sorry. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Can't seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure you're not to eat it backwards. Maya! Ah, nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you in your objection, so I can't go back until I'm fulfilled spare medium. Music Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Oh, I hope we see Maya again in the next one, in the next series. He has to be. Hi, Emma. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. Wait, I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I had to do was open this book. Always a picture of them. Oh! Can I see it? Oh! Look at them! Capcom. Rise from the Ashes. Oh my god. What an episode. What? Oh my goodness. We did it! We did it! Oh my gosh, we finally did it! Woo! Oh my god. That took us forever. So I think the next one is going to be... Oh wait. We are continuing the other ones, right? How do we play the other ones? Oh, okay, so this is how we play. Okay, so the next series we will be playing on this channel will be Justice for All. And then Trials and Tribulations. Oh, I can't believe we did it! We did it, we did it, we did it! Woo! Oh, I'm so happy and so relieved. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Ah. Okay, oh, okay, I haven't seen these. Oh my gosh, this fucking guy. Oh, I like this one. I like this one too. Oh, Rise from the Ashes, Justice for All. Okay, who is he? Cause oh my gosh. Oh, they need the little backgrounds. Okay, so alright, let's end this final episode for Ace Attorney. Thank you everybody for watching. If you all enjoyed today's episode and the entire episode and series of Ace Attorney, please leave a like, subscribe, and I shall see you guys next time in Justice for All. Thank you and goodbye.